Hi guys, this is Gopika here, and in this video I'll be discussing the first question in your exercise 1.2 from the mathematical logic chapter max 1. Okay, so the first question is construct truth table of statement patterns. A few statement patterns are given and we have to construct truth table. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so before going to the questions in the exercise, let's see some solved examples in your textbook. The first one is P implies Q implies P. Now Q implies P is within the brackets. Okay, so first thing that we will be mentioning, or first thing truth table we'll be discussing Q implies P, and then we come to P implies Q implies P. Okay, so table for statement P, the truth table will be, truth values would be T, T, F, F. For Q it would be T, F, T, F. Okay, when you write it in this pattern, we cover all four cases. The first case is both the statements are true. Second case is P is true, Q is false. Third case is P is false, Q is true. And the fourth case is both the statements are false. So when we write the truth value combinations of two statements, it's much easier because there are only four cases. Okay, but then when it comes to three statements, there would be 8 cases. Okay, so that time we will follow this pattern of writing. Okay, that time when we will discuss the three statement one, that time we'll understand which pattern we have to follow. Anyways, here it is T, T, F, F and T, F, T, F. Okay, then Q implies P. So Q implies P means T implies T is T. Okay, F implies T is also T. T implies F is F. So this is the only case where implication is false. Rest three cases the implication is true. F implies F is also true. Okay, now let's check P implies Q implies P. That means T implies T is T, T implies T is again T, F implies F is again T, and F implies T is again T. So all the four possible cases, this statement pattern is true. Okay, so this is how we derive the truth table of a statement pattern. And if you observe one more thing here, all values are having true truth value T. That means this is example of tautology. Okay, this particular statement pattern is a tautology because in all cases its truth value is T. Okay, now let's check another one. Negation of P or Q double implies negation P and Q. Okay, so first we write the table for P, then for Q, writing all the possible cases. Then what would be negation of P? If P is T, T, F, F, negation of P is F, F, T, T. Okay, when P is true, negation of P is false, and when P is false, negation of P is true. Then negation of P or Q, that means T or F is T, F or F is F, T or T is T, and F or T is T. Okay, so only in one case where both the values are having false truth value, that time OR is false. In rest three cases the OR connective will give true, are true. Okay, P and Q, if you observe, T and T is T, T and F is F, F and T is F, and F and F is F. Okay, only once it is true. When both the statements P, Q are true, P and Q is true. In rest three cases it will be false. Okay, it's just revision to that what we learned in connectives actually. So now negation of this table would be only one value will be false, rest three will be true. Then now we find the double implication. Okay, now here there is a mistake in the symbol. Here it should be negation. Okay, they have made a mistake in writing. So double implication with the fourth column and the sixth column. Okay, so if we check, then T double implies F is F, F double implies T is F, T implies T double implies T is T, and T double implies T is T. When both the values are same, both have same truth values, then double implication is true, otherwise double implication is false. Okay, simple. So this is an example of contingency because it's a combination of false and truth, false as well as true. Okay, so let's see the next solved example. Okay, so this is the third example. Negation P and negation Q or Q. So first we write values for P, then for Q, then negation P and negation Q. Then we check the smaller bracket, that is negation of P and negation of Q. Here the bracket should be outside, okay, not inside. So F and F is F, F and T is F, T and F is F, and T and T is T. Okay, only once it is true, rest cases it is false. Again we apply negation on this, then we'll arrive that on 3 cases it is true, in 1 case it is false. Now we apply the disjunction or Q. We add or Q to it and then find the truth table. So if when we are talking about disjunction, if either of the part is true, then the disjunction is also true. So here in first 3 cases, so one part is true, so here it has to be true. For the last case we have to check. For last case here it is false, and for Q also it is false. So false or false is again false. Okay, so first 3 cases it is true, then it is false. This is also an example of contingency. Okay, now let's see the example 4. Now which is a bigger one. Here here we have 3 statement letters, we can say statement letters or components, prime components. Okay, P, Q and R. So here the cases also will be different. Now here when we had 2, just P and Q, that time we wrote T, T, F, F and T, F, T, F. Okay, now when we have 3 variables involved or 3 statements involved, we'll write the pattern would be, for P it should be T, 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 first half T and the second half false, and Q will be T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. This pattern you have to strictly follow. Okay, R would be T, F, T, F alternate. Okay, now when you follow this pattern, it's much easier and you won't miss any combination. Okay, other way around also, it's not necessary that you write in the same order. Other way around also you can write, but you should cover all these 8 cases and correctly without repeating anyone. Okay, so if you follow this pattern, we can make sure that you won't make any mistake, you won't miss any combination, and you won't repeat any combination. So remembering the pattern is much easier. Otherwise it will take it might take a bit of a time to make out if you have written all the cases correctly or not. Okay, so for that just stick to the pattern. So T, 4 T's, then 4F, here 2T, 2F, 2T, 2F, then here F, TF alternate. Okay, so follow this pattern for PQR, then continue whatever is required. Now next what you require is negation of R. So negation of R also you write, then you write P and Q. P and Q is the next component that you will require. So for P and Q it will be T and T is T, T and T is T, T and F is F, and rest follows. Then P and Q or R, so this table or R, so T or T, T or F, then F or T, either of them are true, then it is true. When both are F, that means check when both are F. Now here both are F at the 4th case and then F at 6th case, also at 8th case. So 4th, 6th and 8th case it will be F, rest cases it will be true. Okay, next negation of R or P and Q. Okay, so negation of R and P and Q, if you check these two. Okay, here also it is all. You have to first check when both are false. When both are false, the disjunction is also false, right? So in the 3rd case both are false, in the 5th case both are false, and in the 7th case. So 3 places false and the rest it will be true. Okay, next and. So the what you say 6th column you apply and. So T and T is T, T and T is T. So check when both are T. So first case, second case both are T, then nowhere both are T. So only for first 2 cases it will be T, rest cases it will be false. Okay, so this is how you write the how you derive the statement table. What I am saying, not statement table, truth table of a statement pattern. Okay, so now let's pick some examples from the exercise and try to solve. Alright, so this is the first question in exercise 1.2 and the first sub question in question number 1. Okay, so it's very simple. P implies Q and Q implies P. Okay, so first we write P, then Q, T, T, F, F, T, F, T, F, then we write P implies Q. Only once it is false. When true T goes to F, it is F, otherwise it is true. Okay, next P implies Q and Q. So T and T is T, F and F is F, T and T is T, T and F is F. Okay, when both are T, the conjunction is T, otherwise the conjunction is false. Next, the fourth column implies the first column, that is P implies Q and Q implies P. T going to T. Just check one case where T is going to F. So here T is going to here, F is going to here. Only once T goes to F. Only in that case the truth value is F. Okay. In rest cases the truth value will be true. Simple. Now let's see some other example from the same question. Here we go. So this is the fourth sub question in question number 1. It is P implies negation of Q and R. Okay. So first write P, Q, R. Then we find this smaller triangle, okay, in the table. Then include negation of that smaller triangle, not smaller bracket, okay, small bracket. And then include the larger bracket, that is negation of it. And then comes to P implies to that bracket, okay. So first write P. We have to follow the same pattern. T, 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 A, T and F, 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 F. And when it comes to Q, it is T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. And when it comes to R, is T, F, T, F, T, F. Okay. So the first condition is when all are 3. The last condition is when all are false. Okay. And in between, rest combinations are written. Okay. So first Q and R. So when we are talking about conjunction, when both are true, only that time it is true. Rest cases it will be false. So just check when both are true. Now in first case both are true, so it is true. Next here, in the fifth case both are true. Okay, only in first and fifth case both are true. So only the first and fifth case it will be true. Rest cases it will be F or false. Now apply negation on it. When it comes to negation, the first and fifth case it will be false. Rest cases it will be true. Okay. Now comes the one which we want. P implies the square bracket one. Okay. So T going to F is F. Rest cases it is true. So in the first case T is going to F. Okay. And in any other case, no, here F is going to F. So only in one case T goes to F, or T implies F. Only one case it is false, rest case it is true. Okay, so this is also an example of contingency. Okay, now let's see another question. Okay, so this is the sixth sub question from the question number 1. Here only 2 variables are involved, or 2 components are involved. Negation of P implies negation of Q, and negation of Q implies negation of P. Let's check. For P, T, T, F, F. For Q, T, F, T, F. Negation of P will be F, F, T, T. And negation of Q will be F, T, F, T. Correct? First, negation of P implies negation of Q. Now I have numbered this as 1, because we can use this number for denoting that part. So I have numbered negation P implies negation Q as 1. Okay? So only one thing we have to check, when is the true going to F. So T going to F only in one case, that is a third case. So third case it is false, rest case it is true. Now negation Q implies negation P. Here I have marked it as 2. Okay, this is for convenience. Alright, this trick of numbering you guys also can use. So negation of Q implies negation of P. So here other way around we have to check. So in one case T is going to F, that is the second case. Rest cases the pattern is true. Okay, now final is 1 and 2. Okay, 1 means the first bracket and 2 means in bracket. So 1 and 2 will be T and T is T, T and F is F, F and T is F, and T and T is T. Okay, so only 2 cases both are true. So only 2 cases the conjunction is true, rest 2 cases the conjunction is false. So here also we have derived the truth table of the following statement pattern. Okay, now let's see one more example. Okay, so here also now we are covering means here also we are dealing with 3 statements, P, Q, R, 3 prime components. So stick to the pattern. For P, T, 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 F, 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 F. For Q, T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. For R, T, F, T, F, T, F, T, F. Okay, then find each one and number each one. If it's a bigger one, in the table if you number it, it will look much more actually it will look organized. Okay, otherwise you have to stretch your table according to the things that you write. Okay, anyways you have to write just TF below. So just to cut short the space and to for convenience we can number the equations. So Q implies R, I number it as 1 and then derive the truth table. Only when T is going to F it is F. So only in two cases that happens. That is in second case and in sixth case. In the rest cases the implication is true. P implies, now next is P implying 1. That is P implying Q implying R. Okay. So here if you check, T is going to F in second case and yes, only that's it. Only in one case T goes to F, that is in second case. Rest cases the implication is true. Then comes P and Q. In P and Q when both are true it is true, rest cases it is false. So both are true only in first two cases. So there it is true, the rest cases it is false. Next comes 3 implies R, that is P and Q implies R. This is the second bracket that I am talking about here. So numbering, it makes it convenient to write. So 3 implies R, we name it as 4. So 3 implies R means P and Q implies R. So when is T going to F? Check that. In second case T goes to F and in rest cases all are false. So rest cases T won't go to F. Only in one case T goes to F, that is second case. Okay. Rest cases the implication will be true. Final table, that is what we want to find, that is 2 double implies 4. 2 is this. Okay. P implies Q implies R and 4 is P and Q implies R. So double implying 2 double implies 4 we have to find. When both are same values it is true, in other cases it is false. So let's check. If you see the second 2, column 2, if you check, it is same as column 4. Okay. So in all cases the truth values match. Actually they are logically equivalent. If you this first table is logically equivalent to this, first bracket is logically equivalent to the second bracket. Okay. So in all cases their truth values are matching. That means in all cases their double implication is true. Okay. When we have both the components have same truth value, then the double implication. If it is mixed, then the double implication is false. Now since here full table, full column match, that means in all cases the truth values are same, so the double implication is true in all cases. That means it's an example of tautology. Alright, so I have picked 4 examples from the question. I think almost there are 10 questions in it and I have picked 4 which were of different types, and the rest you will have to try. And if you have any doubts in any of those sums, please write in the comment section, or you can also ask us on ask me on Instagram and anywhere, or just write it and I will love to help you out, or I will post the answers as soon as possible. Okay. So anyways, it is simple. I think if you go through these 4 sums well, the rest problems are really easy for you to solve. I'm just talking about question number 1, okay, of 1.2. The question number 2 and 3 we are yet to discuss, just in where you have to solve the, or you have to find the truth table of the statement pattern I'm talking about. From that I have chosen 4 questions. Okay. The question number 2 and 3 I will discuss in next videos. Okay. Topic wise. Alright. Thank you for listening to me, guys. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. Please subscribe the channel and please write your doubts and suggestions in the comment section. Okay. See you soon. Bye.